Breaking pDAI news, as you've seen today, friends. There has been some ongoing on-chain evidence suggesting that a Richard Heart-controlled associate or some sort of wallet has done a MakerDAO vote. The pDAI price is sitting at 2.6 cents now. It continues its glory run up. I'm going to have to go through now. I've got to let you know it's very controversial, okay? I don't have all the 100% facts, friends. And look, I'll never have them, and I don't expect to have them. And I know I don't have them. You want to know why? Because the price ain't $1 yet. If the price was $1, I would automatically know, okay, wow, Richard's confirmed it 3,000 times. He said it with his words. He's probably backed it already, etc., etc. So let's continue. So this was my original post out here, okay? And it literally, friends, this is extremely emergency alert. So look, a lot of people, friends, man, they're right now in the process of like figuring out, someone like bought the tokens, did some minting, got an IOU. There's things to look at, man. But look, before we even start on any of this, okay? Before we start, use deductive reasoning, okay? Before we even start on that, friends, I want to ask you this. Would you let a random dude walk into your home, bang your wife, and drink your orange juice from the fridge? Would you let him do that? No. If he opened the door to your house, you don't know who he is, would you start to yell at him with a microphone? Yes. Would you get Spoony on him? Get him, Spoony! You'd unleash Spoony. Yes, you would. All right. So you're saying you're not a cuck. All right. Okay, cool. Do you think Richard Hart's a cuck? Do you think Richard Hart would let a meme coin, a Ponzi scam, unbacked stable coin, do you think he would let it grow to a whopping 700 million market cap after 1 year and 7 months without saying anything? Do you think he will do that, friends? So I've shown you there's some like little minting thing here. We've got some excitement going on. Some people are saying there's different transfers, and some people are saying, no, it's not him, and this wallet is controlled by someone else. I'm just trying to, look, it's obvious, bro. Like, friends, it's a UFO story all over again. Yeah, the non-human intelligence is real. There's multiple dimensions, and they've already figured out, they've got advanced UFO tech. For instance, we know all that. Everyone's like, where's the evidence? Show us the evidence. Or you want to be like, you want to go suck off Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you live in like this world where you need the government to pretty much tell you everything 100%. Okay. That opportunity is zero. All right. In markets and speculation that are trying to price in the future, because we live in an imperfect information world, okay, it gives us a once in a lifetime chance here, okay, if you're correct. But also, it doesn't matter whether you're correct or not, friends. Like, I have to take the bet anyway, okay? Grok is saying 60% odds. Richard Hart's behind this. And then the market's still now saying less than 3% chance. I'm like, okay, dude, like it's a no-brainer to me. So we have even more screenshots where, I don't know if it's a bit like techie and codey, and you got to like look at the on-chain. What does it mean? Some guy looked for the address match around here. This gentleman bullish on PulseChain. I just tried to mint on that maker contract, and yeah, you can't. Only an authorized address can. This is good. And then here we say, yes, the maker token contract, minting and burning is controlled by the authorized addresses only. Okay, so also shout out to Benny Boo here. Benny Boo with Mog. So yeah, we are mogging all the non-believers, aren't we, friends? So with the recent move, what happened, right? So we have decentralized mint. Now, friends, he might have updated it by now. Maybe there's like, oh, you know, we forgot to mention this step or whatever. There is a potential with that as well. But what is written here is, Richard votes yes to pegging pDAI on our poll. We know Richard took over MakerDAO and is therefore the only person who can mint Maker. Earlier today, he minted 36.9 Maker from the chief, and then voted yes, leaving the comment Milady. So people are speculating, why did he write the word Milady? Okay, why? Now, here's the thing, friends. He could watch my videos, and he knows Milady's a cult. He could say that. Also, the admin for Maker, they're called the Hat, H-A-T. So it could be him saying, here's like a hat tip, Milady, because that's what you do, friends. You know the fedora? You know that meme, friends, where you have like Milady. So it's like, you know, just people like who respect women and stuff out here. So Milady definition, You have right here, an English woman of noble or gentle birth, a woman of fashion. So it's just, that's what it is. That's kind of like, you know, that guy tipping the footer, Milady, coming out here. And what I've done is actually got my own fedora. Milady, is it him? Is it someone else? You know, a lot of people will also point to these wallet addresses linked. They said it can't be him because it's got random altcoins that it's bought and sold and stuff. Yeah, man. I mean, like, you're never going to get 100% of the answer. Of course, Richard would have. Friends, if you were in crypto as much as Richard is, of course you would experiment with other coins, buy and sell other stuff. You try to throw people off with a wallet. So it looks like it's not you. There's all these things that can appear out here. But that's why I'm trying to just think about the UFO thing as well. Like, bro, we've seen like 4,000 pieces of evidence now. You know what I mean? I don't need the government to come and say, guess what? They're real. You know what I mean? Like, even though they have like that little euphoria wave. I obviously have a lot of these siren emojis out here. He voted with 36.9 pMKR, which is like, it's an ode, friends, to Hex, because Hex's inflation is 3.69%. So 369 is a Richard Hart number. That's a meme number. Also the 5555 as well, so the repetitive fives. So right now, friends, there's like a what? There's like a 40x upside if this gets to $1, and if it goes to 0, okay, you lose everything. All right, and yeah, if it did go to 0, if he's got to discuss this, okay, if he's not on it, then all right, it's gonna be sad. But like, I don't care, dude. I have to take this bet every time. You can do what you want. I have to take this bet. I know this is a good bet still, but I take this bet. Friends, I've been in this since for a year, and I've added to my position. So basically, I'm not selling. To me, there's like, bro, it's still 40x away to $1, and you have all this information saying that there is a grand plan. And I've got to remind you as well, everybody on PulseChain, remember, I've told you, friends, they are not arguing about whether pDAI is possible anymore. Even though they might talk like that, it's not about that. Now the argument is that now, I'm just letting you know, okay, what they're really saying from the bottom of their heart is Richard involved or not? That's what it comes down to. It's not actually the liquidity and can we do it and why would he give money, blah, blah, blah. It's not actually that. Is Richard Hart involved or not? That's actually what they want to know. They just want to know that, okay? As it becomes more apparent over time, you'll start to see it too. And the market's starting to see it. So I've got this amazing example that I made here, friends. So you see this Wojak in his store clerk. So I'm going to, look, just tell you this, okay? Let's use deductive reasoning. Let's say you don't know how to read on-chain stuff. You don't know how to look at these minting and burning. Everyone's arguing. All right, just chill out. Okay, Milady. So let's say you walk into an alcohol store and you see this clerk here. See this Wojak clerk? And here I am on the counter. So it's an alcohol store and you see him there. You just see him there. You walk in, you see him, and then you go, you know what? I actually changed my mind. I want orange juice. I don't need alcohol. And you walk out the door. You walk out the door. Okay, sweet. 6 months later, you walk back into the same store. You see the store clerk behind there again. Okay, 6 months have passed. You don't know his name. You haven't spoken to him, but you see him there. Now, you don't 100% know he's running the store. You don't know. You see a uniform. Okay, you see a uniform here. He's standing behind the counter. It looks the same. And you're like, well, I haven't seen his employee contract. I haven't seen his bank account. I don't know exactly what's happening. But if you were to guess, friends, would you guess that he's an axe murderer who killed the real clerk 6 months ago and the business owner, and now he's role-playing over the counter? See, you could make that assumption. You could, if you wanted to. That's like pDAI guys saying, hey, yeah, all these things that have been happening for a year and a half, which point to Richard and his involvement. It could be that Richard has been hijacked, or Richard is not actually at the computer, someone else is tweeting, and he's just letting somebody run amok on his chain. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that. Okay. But I think you'll like come to the conclusion that this store clerk, he actually is running the store. You might conclude that. You've never spoken to him. Okay. Do you need Mr. Wojak to come and tell you, hey, I'm running the store? Do you need him to come and tell you that? No, you've already made your mind up, okay? Some people, though, when they come in, they'll come in and they'll say, excuse me, sir, do you work here? They need to say that, yeah. Are you the guy who needs to say, oh, do you work here? Or are you just going to go up and be like, say, hey, bro, obviously you work here. Can I get 2 for $80? Because we're about to get sloshed tonight with the boys. It's going to be a late one. Okay, so everybody has their own style. Some people, friends, yeah, they're Karens. They got to go up. They go, excuse me, I want to speak to the manager, please. No, call up head office. I want to call up head office. Like, you see, they need that confirmation, that information. Like, hey, I need to get to the real source. You get it? And you got to think about that, man. Richard, okay, is Richard after 1.5 years, 700 million market cap, friends. It's toxic at this point if he's not involved. It's toxic. 700 million market cap. Like, if you want to see the size of the other coins, friends, I have them right here. Non-origin address. Look at this, bro. Inc is 200 million. eHex is like 400 million. All right. So it is bigger than 2 of his freaking projects. 2 in size. 2. Would you let a project on your chain using your name, would you let that happen and say nothing for almost 2 years? Would you? Think about it. I've even written here, right? Every time any news comes out, there is always a, but it could be someone else thing attached every single time. Okay, so every single time. But it could be someone else, but it could. I'm like, yeah, bro, okay, yeah. Oh, we saw aliens again. Okay, yeah, could be a drone, could be a drone, could be a drone. I go, you know, we've had these sightings in the late 1800s, right? You remember the air blimp? You know, we did have these, by the way, friends, it's got interesting with the UFO stuff. There were these sightings of air blimps in the late 1800s. We hadn't invented flight yet. Do you know that? Yeah, it's actually real. All around America, they write about these flying air blimps. And it wasn't UFOs, it was actually air blimps. It could have been like some projection of holographic stuff. And the aliens realized, Mr. Non-Human Intelligence realized, oh, crap, these stupid humans haven't invented flight yet. Delete. Okay, so they basically they just disappeared. Okay, yeah, that's actually all over. It's written in newspapers, thousands and thousands of accounts. So, like, we saw these, like, flying ship. We don't know, like, they call it a flying airship. Okay, and then you see, everyone says, it's always the Chinese drones and stuff. Come on, bro. Like, we had the UFO things moving around 1920s, 1930s. You see what I mean? Like, but some people just need, please, tell me they're real. Tell me. Yeah, they just need Daddy Richard to come say, please, Richard, tell me, do you like the pDAI? Please tell me you like it, sir. There's a scale of stuff, I guess. Who's right and who's wrong? Well, there's no right or wrong. It's a market. It's a pendulum that's swinging, yeah? If you needed Roca Negra to buy a Bitcoin ETF before you get long, okay, bro, you just pay a higher price. There's no right or wrong. You're just getting in later, okay? If you need Richard to come and tell you he's behind pDAI or he's doing something with it more directly, okay, you might be buying it at literally 99 cents, $1, or maybe like 50 cents. Maybe it kind of gets there, right? And, like, just all these information, friends, like, you know, pDAI was the first logo on PulseX when it launched. It was the only thing preloaded. That was the first thing they put in. See? And, friends, remember all this other FUD as well. I already made this whole article about there's 22.5 billion pDAI. And I showed you where people think you need $22 billion to peg it. And by the end of this article, I get it down to 1.5 billion. 1.5 billion. So I'm like saying, look, I'm not perfect, friends. I'm Milady. I'm not perfect. I don't know all these answers, but I've shown you, like, okay, you thought this thing is 100% impossible. Okay, well, I'm telling you, no, it could be 50-50, bro. It could be 50-50. So if the odds of an event occurring is like 50-50, but the payout is 40x, you got to flip the coin toss. I mean, and I constantly add these, friends. Look at this. 11 hard facts about pDAI you should know. You, like, go through all of this stuff. And I've added new ones at the friends. Like, you know, number 12, the large whale wallet linked wrote in for the glory and love. Number 13, he deployed WPDAI ETH. Like, he's just showing you over it. Like, he deployed it to test the liquidity. Like, people end up discovering things like, a year and a half ago, he tested liquidity on the bridge and stuff. And now we have number 14, minting 36.9 years. Could you say, yeah, man, it's possible. It's this guy, that guy, and it's other 15,000 other people. That's possible, but also, like, now you got to introduce the probability of Richard Hart literally saying nothing. Because it could be sabotaging his own coins, man, right? And this example is 100% true as well. Would Vitalik let, because Ethereum's like 400 billion market cap. Would Vitalik let a coin at 100 billion market cap use his name and say that he founded it and he's behind it when he wasn't? Would you think he would say nothing? He's like, oh, yeah, cool. And they're sitting on Ethereum and they're sucking out Ethereum's liquidity and all the mindshare of stuff that Vitalik likes. He's like, yeah, cool. Just go use my name. Don't give me any money. That's cool. Yeah, let's just do free market stuff. No. That will definitely say, avoid this, etc., etc. But you know, friends, even though we get pegged all the time here, respect the peg, Milady. I empathize with everyone, man. I know, man. It's a scale of stuff, and it's a first cycle unicorn if it plays out, just like Hex was. Also, I had like my 15th eureka moment. Okay, friend, that's why people ask me, Sommy, why are you in the pDAI Telegram? Let me tell you why. Someone alerted me, and also in another chat, friends. They reminded me. Okay, they reminded me of this. When Hex came out 4 years ago, it was out 5 years ago. The amount of scrutiny, everybody became a literal freaking Sherlock Sommy checking the chain. Is Richard dumping? What's this guy doing? Everyone became like this mega expert scrutiny. And I remember looking at it and I'm like, dude, okay, Richard could be scamming it. And by the way, the price hadn't pumped yet. Let me show you. So it's actually right here, like that, okay? So the price hadn't pumped yet. This is Hex, okay? So obviously what was to come next was giant move. So, but during this time period, I remember looking at it, I'm like, dude, it's weird how all these people holding all these poop coins have never checked the XRP chain to see how much Ripple's dumping, to check any Binance, how much they own, any other coin. Yet when it came to Hex, oh my gosh, the microscope. They put literally a Hubble telescope, friends, and a microscope in one just to zoom in onto every single little discrepancy. And I found that fascinating. I'm like, man, that's a hated coin. That's contrarian. That means it has mindshare, which means it's destined for higher. And yes, that's exactly what happened, man. It just blew the roof off. Bang, 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 bang. See that? Amazing. And like, that's what I'm seeing, the exact same thing now with Hex here. I'm seeing, with pDAI. All this scrutiny. They're like, no, this thing minted. This thing's IOU. You change your story once. Blah, 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 blah. They're just like, they're looking at the wrong thing, man. All you should be looking is, okay, if it's true, the payout's $1. If it's wrong, you lose everything. Okay, sweet. So you have a 40x upside, 1x downside. Okay, you got that. Grok is saying 60% odds. Other AI say higher, 75% odds that Richard Hart is involved. And you think, okay, what probability are you gonna assign to yourself? That's like, to me, it's very, very obvious. But also, I never let myself get frustrated, friends, because I know for a fact, okay, they're just waiting for higher prices to believe. That's it. They're waiting for higher prices to believe. It's as simple as that. It's not like, oh, we want a Richard tweet or this or that. No, I know what it is. That's it. Higher prices will unlock more believers, okay? Oh, you got to 10 cents? Oh, it's only 10x to $1. Maybe it comes back down. Gee, he said, I don't know if it's going to happen. There's just squiggly lines, but that's just how the game works. So now you want to know, right, where to from here? Well, there are 3 paths for the whole community, okay? So Mr. Decentralized Me has written it. One of them, this option, first option, I think is most likely. So, a gentleman, Conanstein, has been like helping everyone. Shout out to you, friend. He will be able to develop the code to make like an executive vote for Maker, and the community puts that in. Okay. I feel like that's most natural, because Richard's ethos is you do the work, you ask for it. You know what I mean? So it's basically like the community choosing. That's why I think that's most likely. Option 2 and option 3. Option 2. Richard duplicates their code and then he creates a merge request. And then the community then puts the vote live. That's also an option as well. So that could be, so he doesn't like take the code directly. He copy pastes the code and uses it. And then the third option is Richard takes the poll recently as an indication to implement the code on his side. The community gets pegged with no further action. So he just does the stuff. So I'm just guessing, man. I don't know, man. It feels like the ethos of everything. The way it would go, he wants the community. Hey, you guys do the code. You guys do the proposal. And then maybe he joins in along that. And then it's like kind of like, it's like a community thing. It's just something to think about. So obviously, as soon as we get these, everyone says, when moon, when moon, when moon. When does it happen? And yeah, man, there's always going to be seesawing and out here. What option do you think, Francis, have 58%? Number 1. Number 2 and 3, wait for Richard. See what I mean? So I'll put the poll here. Do you think community action should do the code? Or do you think Richard should do it? So that's Yeah, when moon. Oh, when moon. We don't know, bro. We don't know. It's faith. It's faith. You don't know. You commit to a certain time. You go, well, I'm here for the whole bull market. Either it happens or it doesn't. So, pumpkins, I want to know what you think. To me, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter at that point because look at everything. Bro, you had, look, well, come on, man. Like all this deductive reasoning, I don't even need it. And that's why I've read everything is scrutiny. Oh, because like if one thing is off, no, it was a swap, no, it was a mint and burn and the IOU, bro. It's like, oh, is it going to be Roca Negra? Are you going to store the Bitcoin ETF on Binance or Bybit? Or are you going to make your own exchange, bro? Come on, man. If you start to get into that, that's retailer stuff. That's narrative hunting. We don't do that, friends. You ride with the community. I think it's very obvious now what's going on. I think it's still clear. Okay, there's just, bro, it's been 1.5 years. I mean, we're going to go into 2 years in a couple of months. He's had every opportunity to say, don't touch unbacked Ponzi trash stable coins, PulseX, Hex, Inc. They are the future. He could have like easily just said that in one tweet. Instead, what he does, instead of that, he makes 4 pDAI tweets with a chart in one of them and brags about it being up. You see? So that's how I interpret all of it. It just means Spoonie at the end of the day and Milady. A lot of people trying to read into stuff. Yeah, man, like you can, of course, friends. We got. There's people who's 100% all in pDAI. Mr. Decentralized Me, he's 99% pDAI, 1% PulseX. So that will. I hope that you get to read the situation a bit differently. So when information comes from different camps, they're super convicted on that. But yeah, bro, that's right. A lot of people are all in on Hex as well, man. Friends, you understand how much of a psychopath you sounded like when you're saying that the origin address won't dump 4 years ago? And you were right. You said, you like had this full-on conviction. You were telling everyone the origin address is not going to dump Hex. It's not going to dump. It's game theory. You sounded like an absolute candy muncher, friends. And not that type of guy, nice candy. Like, you know, like you're out in the alleyways, friends. You're out in the alleyways. You're hanging out with the bums, you know, the fingerless gloves. And you're just like rubbing your hands together. It's just a mess over there. You know what I mean? Everyone's wearing a diaper. It's just, that's what you sound like. You look like literally this person mentally diseased. That's what the whole crypto industry was looking at you like. And then you were right. You were freaking right. The origin address didn't dump. In fact, that happened. Okay, we just highlighting this out here for you. So, I think it's crystal clear to me now. The price ain't high enough. What would the price being high enough be? Well, like, if the price naturally got to 60 cents today, I'm all out. Because I'm like, hey, there's 60% chance that's rich. It's not 100%. It's 60%. And then you're all out. Okay. But as the price goes up, I think by the time it's like 20 or 30 cents pDAI, the odds will be that his Richard is almost like 99.99%. I'm like, oh, so fair value is $1. You're going to $1 anyway. You see what I mean? There's no free lunch in this game, friends. There's no free lunch. You know, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.